be honest, at first when I saw them on the court together, I just did not think it was going to work. I'm thinking, oh man, they made the biggest mistake ever. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Wrong vs. Right. I'm your host, Jay. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below and hit that button. Don't look now, but the Timberwolves are on a 6-game winning streak. Let's take a deep dive into their season, look into how they've grown over this season, how they progressed, and what has led to their success. But to do that, we have to start in the beginning. We all know the Timberwolves season started off with a blockbuster trade. Come to think of it, this season has been the year of blockbuster trades when you think about it. But the first big trade that happened this season, Karl-Anthony Towns going to the New York Knicks for Julius Randle. There was a lot of debate about who won the trade, and there was a lot of debate as to why the Timberwolves would even trade Karl-Anthony Towns for Julius Randle. But it took some time for Julius Randle to really settle in to his new role on the new team. I'll be honest, at first when I saw them on the court together, I just did not think it was going to work. I'm thinking, oh man, they made the biggest mistake ever. But after a few rough patches, a few rough games, most memorable, there was a game where Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert were getting into it. Rudy Gobert is mad that Julius Randle wasn't passing him the ball. It looks like Julius Randle has bought into the system in Minnesota. DiVincenzo is starting to play better. He's starting to find his groove, and they have a really good head coach in Coach Finch. They're one of the top 10 defensive teams in the league, holding their opponents to just under 110 points a game, and they have two of some of the best defenders in the league in Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert. Of course, we know this team starts with Anthony Edwards. We've all heard the comparisons of Anthony Edwards and Michael Jordan. I'm not going to go that far, but they certainly have the same mindset in terms of wanting to destroy their opponent and that same competitive fire about them. We all saw when Ant-Man was talking crazy to Kevin Durant last year. You don't care who he's playing against. That's somebody that you really want to go into battle with, especially in the playoffs when it gets real. Another aspect about the Timberwolves is they have a really deep team. They have a solid bench led by Naz Reid. Naz Reid has to be a candidate for 6th Man of the Year. Ant-Man is averaging 27, 6, and 5 this season, so he's putting up some solid numbers. So when you put this all together, you can see why the Timberwolves will be on a 6-game winning streak. Currently, the Timberwolves are the 7th seed. They're right behind the Warriors for the 6th spot. And if the Warriors aren't careful, the Timberwolves could overtake them, avoiding the play-in tournament. Another fun fact that you guys should know, it's like the Timberwolves are the Nuggets' worst nightmare. Not necessarily Nikola Jokic, because we know Jokic can destroy Gobert whenever he wants to. But for the season series this year, the Timberwolves have beat the Nuggets every time. Oh, and by the way, the Timberwolves eliminated the Nuggets last season in the playoffs. It's almost like Ant-Man is dedicated to beating the Nuggets, and he's like, I'm definitely not losing to them anymore. Every NBA team has that one team that they just don't match up well with. The Timberwolves are that team for the Denver Nuggets. So to recap the Timberwolves season so far, they started off with a crazy trade, trading away Karl-Anthony Towns. They went through some serious early struggles in terms of finding their identity. How are they replacing the void that Karl-Anthony Towns left? How is Julius Randle going to find himself on this team? I think he's finally bought in and he's finally able to do that. He averaging around 20 points a game. And then the role players finding their groove. Dante DiVincenzo, Rob Dillingham's getting some minutes, Naz Reid leading the bench unit, elite defenders in Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert, and then they're led by a superstar in Anthony Edwards with an amazing head coach who knows what he's doing. Time will tell to see how far the Timberwolves can go in the postseason. Can they knock off a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder? Can they knock off a team like the Los Angeles Lakers at full strength? Can they continue their success against the Denver Nuggets? Time will tell. Can't wait for the playoffs. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new. Everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be right. I'm out.